Okay. Here with us we have forward Rikke Madsen as head of the Courage game on the road against Orlando this Sunday. For starters, Rikke, welcome back. We haven't had you since the World Cup trip. So if you could tell the media how the trip to the World Cup was, how your experience was, and how it is to be back in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, the World Cup experience was just amazing. Like, when people have been asking me about what the best part of it was, I've said like that everybody in the whole country, I feel like, the whole Australia just knew what was going on. Like, they had done such a good job keeping awareness about the World Cup, and so you could like walk around in the city and everyone would be like, oh yeah, you guys played yesterday, and they were just curious, and everyone knew what was going on. So that was so cool to be a part of.
And then you come back here, there were over 6,000 people at Wake Med for your first game back, and then the Challenge Cup had a big crowd. How have you seen the crowds now that you've been back in the United States?
Yeah, I mean, of course it's so nice to be back, and to be back in the heat, as you may see on the color of my face. No, it's so nice to be back, and I love playing at home in front of the fans. Like, the environment here is so good, the fan base, so yeah, it's so cool to be back.
Yeah.
You know, now that the World Cup is over, the Challenge Cup is over, how do you guys kind of like now zero in on the ultimate goal here about winning the NWSL?
Yeah, I mean, of course it was so cool to win the Challenge Cup, and we celebrated like crazy last weekend, but like that was last week, and now we're on to a new week and we're back to what we like. We have to focus on what's next. Like, as I said, Challenge Cup was last week, and now we look forward to the next league game.
What particular challenges do you think Orlando offers you this weekend?
I mean, the thing about the NWSL is that you can win against every team and you can lose against every team. So of course it's going to be a really hard match. But I think if we just focus on what we're good at, it's going to be okay.
And kind of a somber note, one of your teammates, Victoria Pickett, suffered a loss in her family. I saw her back at practice now. What are you guys kind of doing to help her through this tough time?
I mean, we just do what we have been doing the whole time, like staying together, cheering each other up. We talked about it a lot last for the Challenge Cup game, that like, let's go out there and play for Vic. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you.
Chris, via Zoom, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, there's obviously a few Danish players in this league now, 2 in North Carolina. Do any of your teammates in the Danish national team ever talk to you about wanting to come to the NWSL? Can we expect more Danes in the US soon?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I actually haven't talked about anyone for the next seasons. Of course, I talked to Stine Bellischer that just came to Kansas City. She asked me about how it was here and told her all the good things about the league, and now she's here. So I don't know, maybe you guys will see more Danish people. We might take over America, I don't know.
Are you personally feeling more comfortable now speaking English each day? Or did being back with the national team at the World Cup actually make it harder to switch back to English?
Yeah, I mean, it always takes some time. Like, when you're away from the English speaking, like, you're back home with your Danish mates, like, it takes some time to get into the rhythm again. It's like there's something with the tongue, I would say, when you have to pronounce all the words. But yeah, I mean, I feel pretty comfortable. I'm not afraid of saying something stupid, so I guess I'll be alright.
So some of your teammates from the Denmark team say that you're very funny to be around. Do you find it just as easy to make people laugh in English, or is it much easier in Danish?
That's actually a very good question. I would say it can be really hard to like tell a funny story in English, because there's so many things you want to say, but you don't know all the words, and you just want it to come out fast, but it's hard for you. But I would say it's easier to be fun in Danish, I would say.
Has anything helped you get even more comfortable speaking in English since you came to the US? Any US TV shows you like to watch, anything like that?
Yeah, but you know, I grew up watching all the same shows as you guys, so I think I have a lot of my phrases from The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and, Hannah Montana, all those.
The final one from me, Rikke. So, the sort of backflip celebration for your goals. I guess when did you start doing that? And have any of your teammates said, "Can you teach me?"
So I've always been a gymnastic, and I was quitting it really late. So I think I've always done that. I mean, it's kind of a flex, so I feel like when I can do that, I have to do it. Now I just need to score the goal so I can do it more. And yes, people have been asking me to teach them, but Sean says, no.
Thanks, Rikke.
You're welcome.
Anybody else with questions for Rikke, please raise your hand. Nicholas, Victoria, no? Okay. Oh, hey Steph, thanks for joining us. We have Rikke here. She spoke a bit. Sean will be on in a sec. If you have any direct questions for Rikke, you're on the floor if you'd like.
Good. Sorry for coming in late, everyone.
No, you're fine. Rikke, great job. Thank you. Go do film.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.